Hello, Girl Scout Comic Con 2021. I'm Johnny 5, and I'm here with my good friend Benjamin from Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Who's that cosplayer? You can find me on Instagram at Johnny_5 and Benjamin at KingBenji_Banks. Today we are here with mom of Pitbulls Cosplay, Mary. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing awesome. It's awesome to have you up here with us, and I'm glad that we're doing this. So thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Doing pretty well myself. Before I turn it over to Benjamin for some of the cosplay questions, I'm going to hit you with the serious, hard-hitting question first, and that is, what is your favorite Girl Scout cookie, and why is it Thin Mints?
It is Thin Mints, actually. I have a very unhealthy obsession with Thin Mints. When Girl Scout cookie season rolls around, I literally post on Facebook and I'm like, who can get this for me? I will give you anything.
Nice. All right. Well, you're certainly in the right place. So Benjamin, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you for the first of our cosplay questions.
So is it all right if I call you mom?
Absolutely.
Okay. Hey, it's like when I think about mom from Promise Neverland or, just mother and stuff like that. So my first question to you is, how did you get into cosplay?
So about 7 years ago, I was working in a movie theater and I had some of my coworkers that approached me and they said, hey, we're doing some cosplays from the Arrow TV show that's on CW. Do you want to do the Ravager look? And I was like, well, I've never cosplayed before, but I like the show. I like comics, so I'll give it a shot. And that was my first foray into kind of like costume making. I spent like 5 weeks working on this like spandex jumpsuit and getting the swords together. And we went to Richmond Wizard World in Virginia when it was still called Wizard World. And we went around the whole day, had a lot of fun, did a lot of group pictures. We posed a couple where it looked like Felicity was hitting me with the car.
Yeah.
So we had a good time and I got hooked after that.
That's awesome. I think that it's always awesome when, your friends, they say, hey, we're trying to do this con and you've never been before. And for your first time to actually go and cosplay as somebody, that's always awesome because, a lot of people, when they go to cons, they just go in a nerd shirt or they'll wear some type of accessory that, from their favorite show or whatnot. But that's awesome that you did a cosplay from Arrow. And Arrow is a popular show. It's still a popular show. Even though it's not on TV anymore, it's still a popular show. Johnny?
Yeah, and it's really cool that when you go in with a group like that, you kind of have that cohesive theme, and it sounds like you guys also had a plan as far as coordinating some of your shots. Like that's super awesome. It sounds like you put a lot of work and attention to detail into what you were doing. And so I'll follow up Benjamin's question by asking, so what is your favorite part of the hobby?
I think my favorite part of the hobby is honestly just the community that I get through crafting and through dressing up and doing something where I get to be a nerd and I don't have to be when I was in middle school, don't pick on me for liking anime. I can walk in somewhere and I can be oh, I really like this anime or I really like this movie. And at any given moment, there will be at least 10 people that will flock to me and be what did you think about this? And I instantly make these new friends that I later connect with online. And I get to watch them throughout the years also grow and learn new skills. And it's just overall, it's a really great way to get out there and find a community where you didn't previously know there was one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So would you say? Go ahead.
I 100% agree with you on that. And I kind of want to piggyback off of what you had just said about, finding the community and, not having to worry about whether you're going to be judged or not because of whatever cosplay that you want to wear. So when I do my research on everybody that I interview and I've seen all of the cosplays that you've done and you have some phenomenal cosplays. And my favorite is, of course, All Might. I got my boy Deku here on the table with me right now. So I want to ask you, what are some of your favorite cosplays that you've created?
So anytime I get to cosplay Daenerys, I love that because I look so different from Emilia Clarke. I get to really try out my makeup skills because I go for the full contouring. I put the contacts in, I style the wig myself. And then also I think my All Might, because that was the first cosplay that I completely sewed from scratch for myself and where I actually had to learn how to do the anime spikes coming out the back of my head and stuff.
Yeah. I'm glad that you said All Might because if you didn't say All Might, I was going to end this interview. But Johnny, go ahead.
Well, you took actually most of the words out of my mouth, so like we're definitely firing on all cylinders here. Mary, is there anything else you want to talk about cosplay related for the girls before we close out?
I think as far as cosplay goes, another really good benefit to it is that like I'm very shy, I'm very introverted. And before I jumped into the hobby, I lacked a lot of self-confidence. Like I didn't like to be in pictures. I wasn't confident enough to like speak up about things when I was in a group setting and there were more than a few people that I was close with. And that really brought me out of my shell. So I think if there's anybody out there that's like, oh, should I cosplay? I'm really shy. You know, I don't want to be like too weird and too quiet. Just go for it anyway, because all of us are a little bit like not so confident the first time we put on a costume and walk into a Comic-Con. It's definitely like an experience that kind of pushes you out of that shell and makes you be a little bit more social and a little bit more confident.
Nice.
Certainly.
Nice.
I think, yeah, as I said, I think there's a lot of cosplayers that would agree with you that it's a really good way to kind of find your voice and kind of really like connect with some of the interests that you've got through the hobby and through the community and just all the great stuff that you can do kind of in that scene. Well, thank you again for joining us. For everybody that's interested in following Mary on Instagram, you can find her at Mom of Pitbulls Cosplay. You can find Benjamin once again at KingBenji_Banks, and you can find me at Johnie_5. Thanks a bunch, guys.